Okay guys, so I am trying to make a second video. The first one got interrupted and then the second one got interrupted, and the people upstairs are vacuuming now, so I'm hoping to get through this. Kate Kelly had asked me about how I bring Lyrans into my meditations and how long I meditate for. So I thought this was a good question to share with everybody, because the way that I connect with the Lyrans or any beings is pretty much the same. It's a little bit different than like your regular meditation style, because I'm facilitating when I connect, so I'm not actually laying down and meditating alone. I'm in a room with a bunch of people, and I do it too at home by myself, actually, now that I think of it. So what I do is I set my intention, which is the biggest part of any work, is your intention. So you want to set your intention to connect with whomever you're trying to connect with, whether it be Lyrans, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirians, Andromedans, whoever. So I've also done work with the New Paradigm, and in the New Paradigm we use vortexes. So before I do any work, I always imagine and see and feel a beautiful vortex being created around me. And the people, if I'm facilitating for them, or if I'm making a meditation for viewers like you guys, I envision the vortex going around whoever listens. So I first start by grounding into the heart of Mother Earth, right down into the center. And you can see this, going through the rocks and the dirt, all the way down. Shh, honey bunny. All the way down to the heart center. And once there, you can call on the energy, or, just say, I now ask my Lyran guides and masters to assist in anchoring this vortex all the way up to Lyra. Now, if you were connecting with Pleiadians, you could connect it to Alcyon, or wherever you want to connect to. It's really just wherever you're connecting to and whomever you're connecting to. So you would ground and then call on the beings and ask to be anchored to where you're going. And then I see the vortex getting bigger and bigger and going all the way up to Lyra, or Alcyon, or wherever in the Andromedan galaxy. And once there, I will ask, now if it was the Lyrans, I would ask the Lyran guides and masters to assist in bringing in the energies, the healing, and the frequencies, and messages from them. If you want to call on angels, archangels, ascended masters, multidimensional beings, whomever you want to work with. But you want to make sure you're setting your intention that you're only working with high vibrational beings. And so when you spread your vortex out, you can make it be like a private little one for yourself or for your whole house. But you ask to speed it up and allow it to transmute any negative energies. So if you're not working with a vortex and you just want to connect and, skip that step, you can, again, you always want to ground, because when you're grounding, you're bringing more energy through your body, and it's assisting you to connect deeper. So you ground. Now you could envision roots growing from your feet right down into the earth, and then you ask for like a white pillar or something to come from the crown all the way up to where you're going, Lyra, Pleiades, wherever. And then you ask for the highest of the high beings of light to come, the Lyrans, whomever, and to only allow high vibrational energies within. So you see yourself being protected. Whenever I connect, it's like automatic. Like I'm assuming I'm protected. I'm not allowing for anything outside of where I'm going to come in. And then when I'm doing my meditation, all I'm doing is seeing what they're showing me, and I explain it so that the people who are listening can also go on that journey. So I bring the energies in, And then I see myself going through a process. So I usually come up out of my body, out into the universe, and I make my way to where we're going, past the stars and the planets and all that. And if I'm going to a star, I'll see the star. And when I get there, the Lyrans or whoever we're connecting with present themselves. And so I'm explaining this. So if you listen to the meditation that I posted today, that was going to Alcyon, it's similar across the board. And it's always different though. It's never the same meditation twice. Even if I, say I'm going to do the same meditation again, it's always a little different because I never know what we're doing until we get there. I'll have like an understanding, like, okay, we're going to Lyra for abundance and activations, but I don't know what the actual journey is going to look like until we start going. So that's how I connect, and that's how I bring through meditations. And I'm going to start trying to make more videos so that others can listen and come along, because I'm just bringing in the energies. Now, not everybody who comes to my meditations sees exactly what I'm guiding them through, and that is totally fine, because we all receive energy and frequency differently, and we all interpret it differently. That's why if I'm receiving a message from the Pleiadians, aspects of myself are going to be channeled through it because I'm the one that's receiving it and breaking it down. Now, if you asked another channel to answer the same question through the same beings, aspects of themselves would be there, if that makes sense, because we're all like little decoders. So if I'm facilitating a meditation and I say, okay, now see your guides, the way I see the guides may be different than 7 other people in the room, but they're all seeing a guide. They're just seeing it a little differently. And then there's people who come and they just go like their own little journey completely. They like, oh, I didn't see any guides, but I was in like a thing doing this, doing that. But they receive what they needed. So try to release any expectation whenever you're connecting, because you're always going to receive exactly what is needed. So the major thing is setting your intention for what you want to do, getting relaxed, grounding, protecting yourself, and then just allowing whatever happens to happen. And the more that you practice it, the better it will get. The more information you'll receive. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 20 minutes, it can be an hour, it can be however long is needed for you. Just getting into that vibration and doing it will assist you to get better at connecting. Most of the meditations that I do here, like in my area, are 2 hours long. And I also use gongs and singing bowls and Tibetan bowls and singing pyramids and all different types of things, because they assist in raising the vibration. So like when we get out into space, like the sound of the gongs is similar to that feeling of being out in the universe. And when we're traveling up the vortex, like that singing bowl sound or the pyramid sound swinging has that similar effect. So I'm going to try and start recording some of my live performance things. I don't know how well they're going to come out because I don't have like the highest technology to record and bring it to you, but I feel like it will really assist others to connect and then have an understanding of what I'm doing so that they can do it too. And again, as I've awakened, the level of communication has changed. So like in the beginning, I was seeing like stars and like asking yes or no questions, and they would answer, like I would like show me, similar to a pendulum, show me yes, the star would go one way, show me no, the star would go another. So I would communicate with them on that way. And then bigger stars were coming and things were happening, and I was seeing ships and stuff like that. And then it got to the point where like I would just know that it would be there, so I'd go outside and of course they'd be there. And as time has progressed, like it's almost like having a voicemail. Like they'll repeat the same message over and over and over in my head until I acknowledge it and write it down or tell somebody it. So it progresses, and the more that you work with them, the stronger they'll come in for you. and none of them are cut off. Like there's it doesn't matter if you're from Lyra or if you're from Pleiades or wherever, you can work with the others. They're not going to be like, no, you can't. So set your intention is the best thing I can give to you for advice on connecting with them. And I'm going to start trying to make the videos so that people I can facilitate that energy of the different places for you guys to connect with if you're having a hard time doing it on your own. The next one I'll do Lyra, and that way you guys can have like a little brief introduction into traveling to Lyra. And Lena Ray had asked me about teachers and books that have assisted me or that I resonate with. So I actually, in the beginning of my awakening, there was like so much information. I can't even name everything. It was just, I spent like 2 years in my basement watching videos and reading, and it was like all of a sudden a billion questions popped into my head and nothing made sense that I had already been taught or told. So I spent a long time like just researching anything you could think of. I looked into the gods and goddesses. I looked into ancient Egypt stuff. I looked into the pyramids across the world. One thing that sticks out for me was the information from Lavender on starseedhotline.com. And, this was way back when I was still like trying to come to terms with the fact that I was a starseed and that I was from Pleiades. And there was something like on In5D that took me there, and it was all about the Pleiadian lineup. And the Pleiadian lineup is actually happening next month. It happens every year in May and November, and from the 15th to the 20th, usually around those dates, we line up in just a way, and this is supposedly a time when the Pleiadians come and do special projects and stuff like that. The reason why it resonated so much for me at this time, because I had been going back and forth, like looking up, am I schizophrenic? Am I crazy? Like, why is all this stuff, why am I crazy right now? And when I saw the website for her, and I was reading all the information about it, about halfway down the screen, there was 3 numbers in red, and it was May 17th, 18th, and 19th. And at that moment, I was like, oh, because anytime anybody in my life has asked me or my mom when I was born, the answer is always, well, she was due the 17th, she was born on the 18th, a minute away from the 19th in May, okay? So that was like the big, oh, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I mean, there was so much other stuff, synchronicity and things, but that was just one of those final, like, okay, here you go. Like, how much more information can we give to you to make you understand? So Lavender stuff resonated at that time, and the Keys of Enoch, when I first looked at that book, it was during New Paradigm, and the reason why it resonated so much was like every page, because I was just flipping through it, it was somebody else's book, and every single page said Pleiades on it that I happened to scan to. And so I bought that book, and there's different parts of it that over the years kind of just resonates and comes in and out of resonation and that vibration. And then like the Emerald Tablets, which you can just find online and read. In the beginning of my awakening, I liked Barbara Marciniak's stuff, but again, I feel like as we awaken, there'll be certain things that resonate for us and assist us to reach a new spot, and then it may not resonate anymore as you climb and ascend through your vibration. Because I find that some of the stuff that I used to like, listen to all the time, I kind of don't anymore. But it's not that I don't like it, it's just that I don't feel the need to repetitively listen to things that I used to resonate with in the past. And now I feel more like everybody I meet is a teacher, because in the past I was like alone all the time. And it wasn't until I started going out and meeting other people and be, doing energy work and facilitating meditations, that I got to like a new level where I feel like everybody I meet is for a reason. We're either guided together for one reason or another. They need something from me, I need something from them. Like it's just an exchange of energy. Sherry Asdot lives nearby me. She is an awesome teacher. She does a lot of work with womb wisdom. So if you're interested in that, you can go to RhiannonRising.com. She's awesome. I really like her and her stuff. And where I work at Shanti Shala in Plimpton, Mass, with Darnell Nestor, and she's another awesome lady. She's like a yoga instructor, and she offers sound healing and stuff like that. And I just feel like I'm always being guided to meet people. There's a funny story, because a couple years ago I was doing the Syrian dolphin journey, and I do it every once in a while for people. And there's this woman who lives nearby, and she doesn't use Facebook, she doesn't email, she doesn't do any of that stuff. Like, she's very not into the internet. So she doesn't have any reason to know who anybody is. So Spirit comes and talks to her and guides her and takes her to this area nearby. It's like a bay. And she finds these ancient artifacts of dolphins. And she was guided to go meet Sherry. And I guess they had told her to go meet Sherry. And she found her at the sanctuary in Barnstable. And she presented her with some of the pieces of the dolphin. Now, these pieces have been tested. They are dolphin vertebrae, and I think she's had teeth and fingers and all types of stuff. And then later on, she was doing automatic writing, and she got my name. So she went back to the sanctuary to ask the woman there, like, do you know Bridget? And she was like, well, Bridget's a goddess, but there was a Bridget that was supposed to come here to do the Syrian dolphin journey. So Sherry ended up finding out about this and connecting me and this woman, Mary. And when I went to meet her, she presented me with some stuff. She gave me a piece of the dolphin, and they guided her to this. It's like they give her exact directions on where to go and when it will be there. At one time, I think when she found the tooth, it was in the water, like washing back and forth, and they were like, go there, make sure you go to this before you go here. Like, it was very, very exact directions. And sure enough, when she got to where the water was, the tooth was going back and forth in the waves. So she presented me with this. And she also said that where this land is, there's a round area where nothing grows. And she was guided to pick this up. This is a piece of the land. And they said to give it to Bridget because Bridget will know. And when she gave this to me, I cried my eyes out. And I cried when I touched the dolphin pieces too. My friend Sherry has some bigger pieces. So I had gone to her house to just do like a private one-on-one thing with a small group of people and to bring in the energies of the Syrian dolphins. Now, what happened there was, it was a round ring of energy. The waters used to be higher, and there was a cove underneath. And when Atlantis fell, this dolphin went into the cove and got stuck there and died. But before this happened, before he died, back when Atlantis was up and running, the dolphins used to go to this area, this land, where this ring is now that nothing grows, and it was water, and they would do like a pattern I don't know if you can see this. This is 3 dolphins with a circle. So what they would do is the first circle of dolphins they would swim nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail, and it would go out 7 wide with more dolphins all the way. So however many dolphins that is, it was like a big circle, and it was 7 dolphins wide. And they would do this dance, and through the center of it would be a pillar of light, and energy and frequencies, sacred geometry would come through the center right into the earth there, and it was like an activation point where there was all this healing and stuff happening. And that's the information I received from the land and from the dolphin. And that is what I mean about the teachers are all around us. So as starseeds, part of your mission is to find these people who are near you and to work together, because it's going to assist you and the synchronicity is going to pick up. And like our catchphrase is, you can't make this shit up. Like there's no reason for that lady to know who I am. She doesn't have Facebook, she doesn't YouTube, she doesn't do any of that. She was just automatically writing, got my name, and presented me with these. There's just so much magic around you all the time. You don't really have to look outside of yourself per se. Just get out there and start shining your light, and others will be attracted to you, and you will shine together, and you will magnify the energies and be guided. I think in the beginning it's important to get an understanding, and I did that with like documentaries and stuff. Like I just had answers that I needed for the world, and I wasn't finding any of it. It was, documentary after documentary, this after that, ancient aliens, all this stuff. I feel more information comes in now through my connection than ever has through all of the studying and reading and things that I've done. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the best teacher is yourself, and getting out there and connecting with other people. And I hope that helped. Also, I wanted to touch back on connecting. So I've said this in previous videos, but if you're somebody who's like, I need to have third dimensional physical things in order to assist me in connecting, crystals can really help you. They hold high frequencies and vibrations, and you can download them to do whatever you want. In my Reiki master, I was told by Merlin, who is my Reiki guide, that labradorite would help assist in connecting me with the stars. And just recently I had somebody else tell me, because I'm always around people who are like wanting my energy, this assists me to not allow them to take it all, and kind of like gives it back. But labradorite always helps me to connect with the stars. But you can also do a meditation to set your intention to say, what crystal's the best for me? And whatever comes in is good for you, and you can ask it to do whatever you want. Like, I want to connect with the Lyrans. Okay, there you go. You use that crystal to connect. But things like that will always help you. And there is no limitation. I mean, I use essential oils, I use all types of stuff. But again, if it's not available to me, I don't worry about it. I just do what I'm doing. It's not necessary. The only thing you really need is yourself. And I think once we have that understanding, it really helps you and propels you forward with this type of work, because there's really nothing other than your intention that you need to do. So I hope that answers your questions, and I will try to get working on making some more meditations so that you guys can see what I do, and hopefully it will help you to connect and bring in the energies of whomever you're trying to connect with. So if you've got any other questions for me or the Pleiadians, or if you have a particular meditation that you'd like, drop it in the comments, and I will do my best to get back to everybody and help you out. Have a great night.